Anime is something that, now more so than ever, has played a very large role in my life. Last year's Weathering with You drove me to create one of our most passionate videos on the channel, changing its trajectory for the better, leading us down a path of making some of the best things I've ever made in my entire life, things that make me genuinely happy. While it was airing last year, Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 2 was something that, in one of the worst times of my life as we went into lockdown, gave me honest joy and became a crutch for me. It wouldn't be underselling things to say that Evangelion and Gurren Lagann taught me how to live. Jujutsu Kaisen gave me some of the most entertaining material I've watched and read in a long time, and it was Demon Slayer Mugen Train that welcomed me back into theaters after an excruciating year without seeing any movies there. And now, Josei, the Tiger and the Fish, a new anime film directed by Kotaro Tamura, feels like it brought me back to life. It's a rare movie that just sort of worked for me on a personal level. I was able to watch it in theaters, don't worry, I did of course say Eren Yeager at the beginning of the screening, but unfortunately, because Funimation only put it in theaters for 3 days and it's not from a massively big director, I haven't seen the movie get the buzz and attention I feel like it deserves. So today, let's talk about the anime that revived me. Josei is a film about the story of Tsuneo, a college student, and Kumiko, an artist who goes by Josei. Josei unfortunately doesn't have the use of her legs, and Tsuneo becomes her caretaker towards the beginning of the movie, and it follows them from there. On this plot synopsis alone, you'll find that it's a bit more grounded than many of the more acclaimed anime films in recent years. Miyazaki's wondrous works feature inspired worlds and settings. Shinkai's films regularly experiment with the supernatural and divine, and Masaki Yuasa is, well, he's just always doing something weird. However, Josei, much like Silent Voice and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, is much more down to earth. This being said, for a movie that's down to earth, the characters seem to have their heads in the clouds a whole lot. Josei is about the importance of dreams and what they mean to us as people. The name of the film, The Tiger and the Fish, is all about that. Josei views the outside world as a dangerous place, a terrifying jungle, but all the same desperately desires to become a part of it and stare down the tiger that is reality as she attempts to become a professional artist. Tsuneo seeks to learn more and more about marine biology, hoping to one day journey to Mexico for a college semester abroad. Time and time again, these dreams and the ambition of the characters is tested over the course of the story. In one of the emotional climaxes of the film, Josei finds herself powerless in the face of reality and decides to give up, before being confronted by Tsuneo, who asks her a question that cut through the film and pierced my own heart. To break the layers of this video and be completely honest with you all watching, I've been in this exact place before regarding YouTube and making videos here. I'm not quite sure when it happened and what exactly broke my spirit, but sometime, especially over the past year, I've been having a hard time making these videos. I miss when I was able to make these scripts and record them weekly, send them over to Carlos and see them released that same week to people who like them. And I miss when I wasn't such a sad sack about how much I miss that time of my life. I've been wanting to make YouTube work out for us and turn this into something big. I'm worried that if I go back to what I'm doing, I'm going to be losing those new viewers, I'm going to be losing that, and I'm going to be just, in general, losing the idea that people like my videos. I think we can hit 300 before the year ends. And I don't know if it's a lot to ask, but I think we can do this, so we should definitely, let's do this. Let's do 300. I think that all of it has been crowding up my mind and making me think about so much that I end up too paralyzed to do anything. For the longest time, I've honestly just considered stopping. Just not making videos anymore and doing something that has a better chance of going somewhere. But as I watched the movie, I realized that I was breaking myself because of that. that I was giving into my own fear.
リハビリ頑張って
頑張ってそれでもダメだったらどうすんだよ俺何にも分かってなかった欲しいものに手を伸ばすのがどれだけ怖いことか
And as a result, depriving myself and failing to see the joy in making these videos and doing something that I'm gradually realizing that I honestly, truly, and genuinely love. That's why this movie means so much to me. And I understand that's not going to be a universal experience, but it was mine, and it had a profound effect on me. That's why I say that it revived me. In the world of the film, the characters are broken and become stronger through the second and third acts, and I found myself doing the same and resolving myself alongside them. I haven't felt this excited about making videos and getting back to this in a very long time. Much like the characters in Jose, I found myself supported and comforted and uplifted by my friends and the people around me who supported me. And I think that character dynamic in the film is one of its best parts. The movie has one of the more interesting depictions of friendships in that it doesn't do what many anime do by forcing the lead characters to always be together in every scene. Characters periodically come into and out of the story as their paths align, much like in real life. They aren't always around, but when they are, friends care for and help one another. The movie's depiction of this allows its message to come around full circle, and something I love about the climax of the film is how simple it is. Don't get me wrong, I love the amazing heart-pumping climaxes that can be found in other movies, but Jose subverts that for a scene that's more personal and smaller, again leaning into that groundedness, and it just works so amazingly well. All of this, by the way, is accompanied by some of the best and most cinematic animation I've seen in a while. To me, realism, particularly in the lighting, has somewhat become the standard for anime films. I go into them expecting something I can repost on my Anime Aesthetic Twitter account. These days, I feel like many movies don't rely on stylization and don't do as much to set themselves apart anymore. Of course, you still have things like Promare, which could only have been done by Hiroyuki Imaishi, and of course, Anno has his flair for visual storytelling that shines in Evangelion. But I think many other films often aren't trying as hard to push the boundaries and do something new. Jose actually does accomplish this in being one of the most cinematic anime I've ever seen. It feels directed and animated in a way that's meant to, at times, mimic real camera movements and look like live-action film. But I love that this was also balanced out by scenes and moments that could only be done in animation. I was a particular fan of the use of exaggerated character expressions and animations. This kind of thing typically appears in shows and not films, and it's refreshing to see something push the boundaries here and there in subtler but impactful ways that give Jose a relatively unique identity. Like I said earlier, I know that my experience with this film isn't going to be everyone's. I understand that, but hopefully I was able to shine light on a movie that isn't getting the attention it deserves. Honestly, I could probably keep going, but I don't want to talk about things like the score that I'm not really qualified to discuss. At the end of it all, I'm hoping you'll decide to watch it after everything I've said, but either way, I'm happy that I was able to share my experience with it. The last few months have been a mixed bag for me, and this movie really helped me sort things out in my head and helped me move forward with my life. And that's the best thing any movie could ever give me. Thank you so much for watching. It's rare I get to discuss a work and talk about its personal significance to me, and with most things I've watched recently, I haven't really been able to make a video where I do nothing but gush about a movie and how much I loved it. At the end of this, I really do hope this video persuaded you all to at least try to check it out. If you liked this video, please be sure to leave a like or share it around, and if you loved it, hey, consider subscribing. That's going to be all for today, guys. Random Recorders, peace out, and make sure to take care of yourselves.